Once upon a time, long before humans ruled the landscapes, the earth was a stage for living giants, creatures so colossal, so massive, they dwarfed their modern-day kin. Have you ever seen a cyara as big as a buffalo, or a ground sloth that matched an elephant in size? These aren't scenes from a fantasy film, but glimpses into Earth's massive prehistoric residents. Today will reveal the 15 animals that were once true giants, creatures that once walked this planet. Let's kick off things with number 15. Siameogale melutra. In the ancient wetlands of Asia, there lived an otter unlike any we know today. It is called the Siameogale melutra, which existed around 6 million years ago. This creature wasn't your playful river-dwelling otter. It was a giant weighing up to 110 pounds, nearly twice the weight of any modern otter. While today's otters average around 30 pounds and are known for their curious social behavior, this prehistoric version was a powerful predator. Its body was stocky and robust, with strong limbs and a big jaw lined with sharp, crushing teeth. It was built for dominance, using its strength and sheer size to control the waters. Likely feeding on fish, mollusks, and maybe even small mammals, this ancient otter ruled its territory. Its size and hunting instincts painted a very different picture from the playful image we associate with otters today. A wolf-sized otter gliding silently through murky water ready to strike is a reminder of how brutal nature once was. Number 14. The elephant bird. On the secluded island of Madagascar, which is basically home to some of Earth's most weird and wonderful species, there once lived a bird of staggering proportions, and it's known as the apiornis, or more widely known as the elephant bird. This colossal, flightless giant existed until roughly 1,000 years ago, making it one of the more recent prehistoric titans. Resembling an oversized ostrich, the elephant bird could reach up to 10 feet in height and weigh close to 1,100 pounds. In contrast, today's largest bird, the ostrich, caps out at around 9 feet and 290 pounds. With long, sturdy legs built for stomping through thick forests and grasslands, a small head balanced atop a lengthy neck, and wing stubs that served no flight purpose, the apiornis was a true evolutionary outlier. Its very presence added an eerie grandeur to Madagascar's wild terrain. Imagine crossing paths with a bird taller than most humans, capable of delivering bone-snapping kicks. It wasn't just supermassive, it was untouchable in its environment. Number 13. Arctodus simus. Arctodus simus, also called the short-faced bear, roamed across North America until about 11,000 years ago. This beast was one of the largest carnivorous mammals to ever walk on land. When standing upright on its hind legs, it reached up to 12 feet in height and weighed a staggering 2,500 pounds. For comparison, a modern grizzly bear reaches around 8 feet tall on its hind legs and can weigh close to 790 pounds. Arctodus had a massive chest and thick, muscular limbs, allowing it to sprint with terrifying speed far faster than any human could hope to outrun. Its skull was short and broad, with immense jaw power capable of snapping through bone with ease. This lethal combination of strength and speed made it a dominant predator, likely feeding on prehistoric bison or even young mammoths. With unmatched power and bone-crushing bite force, Arctodus wasn't just big, it was a terrifying force in the Ice Age wilderness. While polar bears or brown bears are pretty cool, this guy was the start of its era. Number 12. Megalania. If you travel back roughly 50,000 years, you'd find Megalania prowling the diverse landscapes of prehistoric Australia. This enormous monitor lizard could stretch up to 23 feet in length, dwarfing its closest modern cousin, the Komodo dragon, which maxes out around 10 feet. Megalania wasn't just long, it was thick-bodied and muscular, a walking wall of scales with crushing jaws and razor-sharp claws. Its powerful limbs and heavy frame gave it control over its environment, whether stalking dense forests or sun-baked plains. With a wide, flat head and sharp teeth designed for tearing into flesh, Megalania wasn't a scavenger, it was a full-fledged predator. It likely hunted large marsupials and other prehistoric animals, using brute strength and sheer size poised to overpower anything in its way. Its presence alone would have shaped how other creatures behaved. With no natural predators and enough force to challenge most competition, Megalania was the top threat in its ecosystem, a lizard so large it blurred the line between reptile and monster. Number 11. Deinotherium. Now this was 100% real. Over 10 million years ago, from the Miocene to Pleistocene epochs, vast regions across Europe, Asia, and Africa were home to an ancient elephantine beast known as Deinotherium. Its name, meaning terrible beast, fit well with its towering size and peculiar look. What set this prehistoric elephant apart wasn't just its bulk. It had downward curving tusks that jutted from its lower jaw, unlike anything seen in modern elephants. Standing up to 13 feet at the shoulder, Deinotherium was even larger and stockier than today's African elephants, which average around 11 feet tall. Its head sloped sharply with a massive skull, short legs, and a wide body, creating a distinct silhouette. Those downward tusks may have helped it strip bark, reach low vegetation, or dig through riverbeds. With its strange design and overwhelming presence, the Deinotherium ruled ancient landscapes with quiet dominance. It wasn't a mutation or mistake, it was Mother Nature experimenting with power and survival on a massive scale. Number 10. Megalodon. Well, no list of giants can be complete without it. Long ago, the oceans were ruled by the most fearsome shark to ever exist, the Megalodon. This colossal predator swam Earth's seas from around 23 to 3.6 million years ago and could grow up to 60 feet in length. Its name literally means big tooth, and it had plenty of them, rows of serrated teeth over 6 inches long, perfect for tearing through whales and other massive sea creatures. The Megalodon's jaw was so enormous it could swallow 2 adult humans side by side. Its size dwarfed today's great white sharks, which max out at about 20 feet. Megalodons preferred warm coastal waters and were at the top of the food chain, with no rivals. A shadow that massive beneath the waves, paired with its jagged teeth, would have triggered pure panic. This was not a shark you could outswim or hide from. It was the ocean's absolute ruler, and any creature unlucky enough to cross its path never stood a chance. Number 9. Megatherium. In the ancient forests of South America, long before modern civilization, roamed a beast that looked like evolution got carried away, the Megatherium. Also known as the giant ground sloth, this massive creature lived until around 12,000 years ago. While today's sloths are small, tree-dwelling mammals the size of dogs, the Megatherium stood up to 20 feet tall when on its hind legs and weighed as much as 4 tons, comparable to an adult elephant. Its bulky frame was wrapped in thick fur, and it had huge hooked claws made for digging and grabbing foliage from high branches. Its resting expression looked like a permanent frown, giving it a strange and somber appearance. Though it moved slowly, Megatherium was no easy target. Its massive body and powerful limbs meant it could fight off predators if needed. With its ability to stand upright and tower over everything else in its path, this ancient sloth owned its forest domain. Number 8. The monster serpent. Well, roughly 60 million years ago, in the swampy jungles of what's now Colombia, slithered the largest snake ever known, Titanoboa. This prehistoric predator could grow up to an incredible 42 feet long and weigh more than 2,500 pounds, more than double the size of the largest anacondas today. Its body was thick, as a grown man is tall, coiled with pure muscle and power. With dark, glossy scales that reflected the filtered jungle light, Titanoboa moved silently through the water, lurking just beneath the surface. It didn't strike fast like vipers, it squeezed. When it wrapped around its prey, the pressure alone could crush bones and organs with terrifying ease. It fed on large fish, crocodilians, and anything slow or unlucky enough to fall into its reach. With a jaw that could unhinge and swallow prey whole, Titanoboa was the undisputed king of the Paleocene waterways, a reminder that the age after dinosaurs had monsters of its own. Number 7. Daeodon. North America once echoed with the heavy footfalls of Daeodon, a hulking pig-like creature with a monstrous frame and an intimidating snout. Living around 20 million years ago, Daeodon belonged to the Entelodont family, often called hell pigs, though they were more closely related to hippos than to pigs. This beast stood nearly 6 feet tall at the shoulders, triple the size of modern pigs, which usually don't grow past 2.5 feet tall. Its enormous broad skull housed powerful jaws lined with large teeth, easily capable of crushing bone and tearing through flesh or thick vegetation. Daeodon wasn't a gentle grazer. It likely hunted or scavenged with ease, feeding on everything from small animals to carrion. With its barrel-like body, massive head, and fearsome bite, this animal was a top predator in its ecosystem. Any creature that crossed paths with it had reason to be wary. Daeodon didn't just exist in its world, it simply dominated it. Number 6. Gigantopithecus blacki. Between 100,000 and 1 million years ago, deep within the forests of ancient Asia, lived one of the largest apes the world has ever known, Gigantopithecus blacki. This unsettling extinct primate towered over its modern relatives, possibly standing up to 10 feet tall and weighing as much as 1,200 pounds. In contrast, today's orangutans, the largest tree-dwelling apes, typically reach about 5.5 feet in height and weigh up to 220 pounds. Gigantopithecus had a massive jaw and broad molars designed for grinding fibrous plant material, suggesting a diet of bamboo, fruits, and roots. Although its exact behavior remains uncertain due to limited fossil evidence, researchers believe it likely moved on all fours like modern gorillas. Only jawbones and thousands of teeth have been recovered, but these fragments reveal a powerful, heavily built primate that dominated its forest habitat. It wasn't some legend or folklore, it was 100% real, massive, and likely the closest thing we've ever had to a ground-walking King Kong. Number 5. Josephoartigasia monesi. Well, now this is something mind-bending and reality-shaking. Roughly 2 to 4 million years ago, during the Pliocene and early Pleistocene epochs, South America's grasslands and riverbanks were home to a rodent like no other, Josephoartigasia monesi. This wasn't your average capybara, it was the largest rodent that ever lived, weighing over 2,200 pounds and stretching up to 10 feet long. For comparison, today's capybaras, the world's largest living rodents, top out around 145 pounds and about 4 feet in length. Josephoartigasia was a true colossus. Its skull housed powerful jaws and impressively large teeth, possibly used for digging, defending, or cracking through tough vegetation. While it may have grazed peacefully, its size and strength gave it the physical edge to intimidate rivals or predators. Picture a rodent bigger than most modern cars. It roamed ancient riverbanks not as prey, but as a creature fully capable of holding its ground. A giant capybara like this didn't just survive, it ruled its niche. Alright, now, let's move to number 4. Deinosuchus. About 80 million years ago, the rivers and coastal swamps of prehistoric North America were haunted by Deinosuchus, meaning terrible crocodile. This monstrous reptile grew up to 33 feet long, far outstretching today's largest crocs like the saltwater crocodile, which rarely surpasses 23 feet. Deinosuchus wasn't just longer, it was thicker, more powerful, and built like a scaled tank. Its head was wide and rugged, with banana-sized teeth designed to crush bone and drag prey underwater. Its body was armored, and its bite force was among the strongest of any animal, past or present. This prehistoric predator likely ambushed dinosaurs who wandered too close to the water's edge, erupting from below with terrifying speed. Despite its bulk, it struck fast and killed faster. In its domain, no creature was safe, land or water. Deinosuchus didn't just lurk, it ruled every stretch of river and swamp it called home with monstrous, unmatched force. Now imagine if this guy hadn't been wiped out from our world. Can we live with it or not? Number 3. Meganeura. During the Carboniferous period, which was roughly 300 million years ago, the skies were filled with creatures far larger than what we know today. Among them was Meganeura, an ancient insect with a wingspan reaching nearly 2.5 feet. That's roughly the size of a modern hawk, yet this wasn't a bird. Meganeura looked like a dragonfly but was much more imposing. Its elongated body, wide-veined wings, and powerful jaw gave it the tools of a precise and efficient predator. Unlike today's dragonflies, which typically measure only a few inches, Meganeura was built to dominate the air. Its spiny legs and quick flight allowed it to snatch up smaller insects and possibly even early amphibians. Scientists believe Earth's high oxygen levels at the time made such massive insects possible. Whatever the reason, Meganeura was a giant in its domain. A sky ruled by insects this size would have felt alien, proof that even something as delicate as a dragonfly could evolve into something genuinely fearsome. It was a legend. Number 2. Haast, Sips, eagle. Now let's talk about the predator of the sky. In the skies above ancient New Zealand soared the most powerful eagle the world has ever known, Haast's eagle. This massive raptor ruled the air until roughly 600 years ago, weighing up to 30 pounds and boasting a wingspan exceeding 10 feet. In contrast, today's largest eagle, the Steller sea eagle, reaches only about 8 feet across and weighs closer to 20 pounds. Haast's eagle wasn't just heavier, it was built for serious impact. With thick, muscular legs and massive talons capable of exerting immense force, this eagle was the apex predator of its ecosystem. It hunted large, flightless birds like the moa, striking from above with deadly precision. Its powerful beak tore through tough feathers and thick muscle, and its sheer size let it dominate the sky with authority. With sharp vision, brute strength, and bone-crushing grip, Haast's eagle didn't just hunt, it overwhelmed. In a world with no other sky-bound rivals, it soared as an unmatched aerial force. Number 1. Glyptodon. Think of an armadillo but scaled up to the size of a Volkswagen Beetle. That was the legendary Glyptodon, which lived during the Pleistocene epoch up to 2.5 million years ago across South America's vast grasslands. Unlike the small, burrowing armadillos we see today, Glyptodon was a prehistoric tank. It grew to about 10 feet in length and could weigh up to 4,000 pounds. Its entire body was encased in a dome-like shell made of bony plates, resembling a stone fortress on legs. Even its tail was armored, ending in a club-like weapon it could use for defense or combat. Today's armadillos barely reach 5 feet, tail included, and seem almost fragile by comparison. But Glyptodon was built like a rolling fortress, slow but unstoppable. Its sheer size, protective plating, and clubbed tail made it virtually invulnerable to predators. Encountering one would have felt like stumbling upon a living relic, straight out of Earth's armored past. What do you think about this guy? Was it scary? Was it cool? Is it good that it's wiped out? Well, let us know. And if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you soon.